but that's okay, you all. We can do it. We can do it. So, what if all you heard was negativeness? All you ever heard was negativeness every single day of your life. Do you think that being subject to such type of negativeness, do you think that that would encourage you to keep going in life? Hello, Amy. Or do you think that that would kind of discourage you to keep going? Um, that's the question. What if all you heard was something negative from certain people or everywhere you turned around? Um, it would be a very gloomy existence. It would. And I think if you heard it your whole life from a child on up, you would probably, there was an old saying, if a child lives with criticism, he will learn to condemn. If all the child is hearing is as it's growing up, it's being criticized and criticized as it's a baby, a toddler, a young teenager, a young adult. If all you've ever done was criticize them and never built them up, they couldn't do nothing right in your eyes or in somebody's eyes, it's going to be very hard for them to think positive about themselves. They're probably going to have a very low self-esteem within, or they're going to be very angry and they're going to lash out, or they're just going to be mad at the world, you all. So it would be hard to break that pattern. It would. It'd be very hard to break that pattern. And yet I know some people, even as an adult nowadays, you're having to live with negativeness. Maybe not as extreme, but we've got a lot of negativeness going on in the world. And, you know, you hear about the bad, but you never hear about the good going on, you all. You don't. Um, Sometimes I'm a tad bit guilty of that. I am, just about that much, when I'm trying to show reality, which reality, depending on which reality you look at and which subject matter, there is negative going on. There is. Hello, you oh, I'm not depressed. Just because I'm speaking about something like this doesn't mean that I'm depressed or I'm feeling that way. I am empathic. And I can pick up on other people's energy and stuff like that. There is like a feeling in the air, um, and maybe you're feeling it. It's like a gloominess, a depressing, oppressing feeling. Um, you may not know where it comes from. You may find yourself just feeling upset all of a sudden. You may. To say that no, it's not happening, it is happening. People are experiencing such a thing. They may cry for no reason. They may. They may get angry for no reason and then ask themselves, why am I so upset? Because I don't know why I'm upset. I have nothing to get upset about. I'm just agitated. You may even be agitated, you are. And you don't like feeling that way. You don't. And it causes you to think in a negative way, which, you know, that doesn't build you up. That like makes you go into a downward spiral. You started crying for no reason yesterday. That's right. Language can be a spell put on others. Spelling means so much. It could be. It really could be, because the words have the power of life and death. They do. And once your words, once spoken, can't often be recalled. Once the words come out of your mouth, you rarely ever can take them back thinking, oh, well, let me put them back inside of me. No, it's too late. They'd already came out of you. You can't put it back in because there's strings attached to the words that you just threw out. That's Wentworth Dilling. Words once spoken can't often be recalled. Wentworth Dillon, a poet. I remember that growing up in high school. I loved to read the little sayings in the local paper that we would get for free. Something is not right. People may say, Gina, honey, you ain't right. Well, I think I'm feeling pretty right now in my body. I am. And I think I feel pretty good in a world that's been turned upside down. Do I like it? No. I don't know anybody who likes it, you all. We don't. We don't know anyone who likes it. So if you had to live with hearing negativeness day in and day out, it wouldn't give you any reason for hope, really. Especially if it's like been drilled in your head, and when you think you've had enough of negativeness, when you think you've had enough negativeness, some more negativeness comes your way, and you're thinking, if I hear one more thing is going to push me over the edge, and then you hear that one more thing, and then you get pushed right over the edge. You do. Symbolically speaking, spiritually, whatever you are, just pushes you right over the edge. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. And sometimes you don't even know why you have a straw that breaks the camel's back in your life. Why it even happens, why you even have to get to that level. It's like you're being pushed to that level, like your vibration and stuff like that, you all. That's right, you all. That's right. So if you're going through that, and if it's all you hear and is the negativeness, and you have had it, literally, you've had it up to here. You're fed up with it. It ain't right here. It's literally over the top now. And you're thinking, no, it's way too much. I can't live like this. I've got to tune it all out. I've got to make the world go away and create my own little world. Shut yourself in. You all, there are people who are on the brink, and some probably are. They're shutting themselves completely in, and they're closing up like a tortoise in a shell because they feel safe that way. And that's sad, but it's true. If you're closing yourself up like a tortoise inside of a shell because you're tired of it, you don't want to feel the pain, you don't want to see what's going on, all of it, you all, you're isolated. And there are people who call on Jesus, and it does work. You better mean it, because that spiritual realm knows whether or not you mean it from on the inside of here. It does, and so do the other energies that may be standing around. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's all in a song that makes the world go away. Yes. No. See, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to get into different types of words. It isn't Jesus, it's Yeshua. Let people say what they want to say, because it's inside of here, right here, that matters the most. It's the heart. See, we've been pinned against each other. We've been told there's a right way and a wrong way to speak things. And you know what that does? That literally, it's like popping somebody's bubble. It's like trying to shove our way of thinking down on someone else. It really is. It's kind of oppressive too. It really is, especially if somebody is feeling good and all of a sudden, that's right. What if all you ever heard was negativeness? Negativeness. It would be kind of hard for you to, get to feeling better, your vibration to raise, if that's all you've ever heard. It would be hard for you to even have a positive outlook on life, because you wouldn't be able to do anything right, because you would always be having something negative thrown at you. You also, this is the whole point. It's like sometimes it doesn't matter what you're going to do. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you're going to listen to. There's always going to be some negative thrown right back at you. You're doing it wrong. You're saying it wrong. You get it? That's what you're saying it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You can't do anything right. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You're doing it all wrong. Who said you're not going to make it? See, that's right. Who said it? Because if I'm around someone and they're telling me I'm doing things wrong when I am right in my heart, since it's my heart and my body and my mind and my spirit, if I'm around somebody like that and I start to feeling myself when I'm in a good mood, and then I'm literally going into a downward spiral, well, then my spirit's being attacked, okay? And I'm going to step away from it. I am, because I'm not going to allow myself to go into that downward spiral, because that's exactly what the enemy likes. Gina, what are you talking about, an enemy? I'm talking about spiritual enemies that are out there. They're everywhere, in every facet of life. In every single subject of life, every area, the enemy has literally woven its web right alongside the thread, the fabric of humanity. It's literally woven its thread within that fabric. Okay? That's what it's done. And by doing so, it's literally weakened the fabric of humanity, is what it's done. And there are those people who cannot even see it. There are those who are right in their own eyes until someone else comes along and tells their story and tells how they feel. Each person is right in their own eyes. Okay, they are. Who am I to tell someone else your happiness is fake? You think you're happy, but you're not happy. In fact, you're completely miserable because I say you're miserable, because I think you're miserable. No, I'm not going to do that to somebody, because you know what I have done with my words just then? I've literally destroyed them with the words of my mouth. Don't do it, you all. It is a tool. You can use it for the building up of somebody, or you can use it for the tearing down of somebody. It's your choice, and you will give an answer. You will answer for how you let the words come out of your mouth, for what you do with your words, who you listen to, what you do. You're going to have to answer. And if your conscience does not bear witness against you, well, I don't know. Well, then maybe you're right in your own eyes, or maybe your conscience has been seared as with a hot iron. That's right. You are. You are what you think. There's a song, garbage in, garbage out. What comes out is a foul mouth. All can see what goes in me. I pay the price. So you can tell, like even the type of music that a person listens to. Let me flip this around. Let's have some scenery out here, you all. Even the type of music that a person listens to. If a person listens to songs that are violent, and with violent, phrases and stuff, and a lot of foul language, if that's all they listen to, do you think that they're not going to sing that and repeat it? And if they look at certain rappers and whatever, do you think they're not going to imitate it? They're going to imitate it. They are. You're going to see. Am I going to have all of that stuff? And there are people, every other word comes out of their mouth is like the F word or something like that. They use foul language. That's their lingo. That's their lingo, you all. That's what they've been around. It's true. Whatever you subject yourself to, it's going to affect you. It's going to come out of you. Even though you can be in the world and not of the world, it's kind of hard. It is. And if you would listen to talk shows, a lot of negative talk shows and not a lot of negative podcasts. Podcasts are the things right now, you all. And there is, like, they have a negative tone. Have you ever listened? I don't like podcasts. I don't. That's just me personally. I used to love listening to books from the public library when I was a little girl. I'd go across the street and I'd get the tapes and put them in this tape player that I found in the trash. And I'd listen to the audiobooks at night, and I loved it. I really did. But I'm not one for podcasts. I'm not. And if I hear the tone, and you may be like this too, just the mere tone of a person's voice and the energy that is coming from the words that they say, that's going to make it or break it. Now, there are people who will resonate to that type of frequency. If somebody has like a negative podcast or negative YouTube channel or something, and they always saying stuff against all this other things, people are going to gravitate to it who have that type of energy within them. They're going to get fed by that type of energy. That's what they're going to do. Say you like to watch some of the butterflies and nature videos and stuff. You put out a big old YouTube channel, you got lots of nature on there and beautiful animals and beautiful music. Have you noticed the people who go there? Well, that frequency from that channel, that what that channel is all about, the frequency within the individuals that match that, they're going to be drawn to it, you all. They are. And there's nothing wrong with it, you all. And it is true. Birds of a feather flock together. You felt parasites. Oh, you didn't say that. Red Bull, vodka. I thought you said I have felt parasites within minutes if I feel the wrong energy. But you but you said you have left parties within minutes if you feel the wrong energy. Absolutely. Isn't that strange? Because you can literally walk in. I've done it myself. For no reason. I can walk into a total strange place, feel the energy, or you may find that out when you walk into a grocery store. You may walk in and you walk around a little bit, or a department store or something, and you feel a certain energy, and you're booking it out of there. You're booking it out. That's right, y'all. My lips are getting chapped. I don't like my lips to get dry, but they did get dry. The weather is kind of what have you, y'all. But if all you heard was negativeness, your whole life, and you're still hearing it now, maybe you didn't break that cycle. Maybe you're still drawn to certain types of ways that aren't too healthy for your spirit, but that's all your spirit knows. Yeah, there are people like that. They're really, really, really rough around the edges and abrasive. And they've been that way their whole life. Rough, abrasive, and hard to get along with. There are people like that, you all. But then, since there are people like that, they're going to attract, and they're going to find people just like them. They are. And there's all different types of personalities, all different types of people in this world. Some don't get along well with others. They don't at all. I used to hear people think and say, they would say things. They didn't like me because I was too happy. I was too bubbly. I was too sweet. I was too kind. It rubbed them the wrong way, big time. It literally, their spirit clashed with my spirit. And you may find the same thing too. Your spirit clashes with other people's spirit. And it's nothing that you've done. It's they don't like your spirit. They don't. Because they think you should be just like them when you're not like them, you are. So when people have such a foul mouth, it hurts your heart. Tracy Scott, that's true. It's very hurtful. And have you ever tried to have a conversation or even listen to somebody, even in person or somewhere, when they're spewing out unkind things, whether it be true, but it's really awful. And they just keep going and going and going. And they keep stirring the pot and more people jump in. It's hard. I can't listen to it. It's like I was on a YouTube channel, the one channel I went on one time. While I was on that YouTube channel, there were comments coming on there. And there were two commenters that came on there, and they were attacking me left and right. Nothing was being done to stop them. I had few people from my YouTube channel who came over there. Christine Mott was one. She ran them off. But these people, they could not stand me as a person. So they just kept going and going and going and going, saying horrible things. I had some from my channel who went there. They had to leave because nothing was being done to stop these people from doing that. Because it is hurtful. You don't want to hear somebody saying mean and hurtful things. You don't. About other people that you care for. You don't. Regardless. So, yeah. You don't even have to physically be around somebody like that. You don't, you all. You can just be on a YouTube channel and see what's coming, saying, I'm getting out of here. I don't like the energy on here. I don't like what's being allowed on here, you all. Yes. Trolls. And trolls are out there and they do a lot of harm, and that's their goal, It's some kind of a warrior, a troll warrior, you all. Um, Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never harm me. That's not true. See, we know it's not true. We may say it won't, but deep down within this spirit of ours, those words, they pierce deep like a knife. They do. And once they get the knife in you, they twist it like that. And you do feel it, even though that you know that you've got a hardened shell, you've like thick skin. If they can find your weakness, they're going to take that knife and they're going to twist it and twist it and twist it, just to do it, because it makes them happy. It makes them happy. Try being on the other end of what you're doing to people. If you're a person like that, how would you like that being done to you? You would say, I don't care. I think I'd like it. You may find out one day if you're one of those type of people who love to stir up trouble. Really, there's people who love, that's how they vibrate. Troublemakers. Troublemakers. You have to ask yourself, how did they get to being that type of a person within? Are they inherently evil? Are they inherently bad? It says that there were good seed was sown. And then the enemy came by and he sowed his seed too. It was told, let the two grow up together until it's time for harvest. Okay, let the two. And let's think about this, you all. There's this story in the Bible, and it goes like this. There was, it's Jesus. He was accused by these people, whoever they were, red man, hello. They were attacking him. They wanted to kill him. He said, why are you attacking me, a man who has done you no harm? I don't know exactly how it is. And they said, well, Abraham is our father. And you're saying, you're speaking more or less like he's not our father. He said, no. If Abraham was your father, you would do as he would done. But as it is, you're about to kill me, a man who has done you no harm. He said, no, you are of your father, the devil. He was a murderer in the beginning, never holding to the truth. And when he speaks his native language. He's the father of lies. You are of your father, the devil. And, you know, the devil, it's a name they say that they give to, you know, the evil one or something like that. It's just like a pseudonym, something like that. And then you get into these inky, these enlils, and then you get the dark and the light and all of this kind of stuff, you all. But yeah, why can't you be loving and kind to everybody? Really, why can't we build each other up instead of attack, attack, attack? It's like if you keep on biting and gnawing at each other, watch out, you're going to be destroyed by one another. It's like being provoked. Somebody trying to provoke you to do something that you don't want to do. We see it on the world stage. Countries, people being provoked in the geopolitical world, trying to pick at you and pick at you like a big bully. Pick at you and pick at you and pick at you to see if you will give them the reaction that they want. It happens on an individual basis. Some people experience it as they're a child. Some people experience it as they're a teenager. Some people experience it as a young adult. Some people experience it as an old adult. Some people have experienced it their whole entire life. Their whole life. It's evil and it's wrong to be that type of a bully to other people. It doesn't feel good, you all. And that's like, if you've heard it all your life, this negativeness and stuff, it's not good. It don't build you up. It don't. It tears you down and it keeps you down. It suppresses you and it's hard. That's right, you all. So I don't even know how I got into all of this, you all. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. It just came out. I think love, it is the way forward in life. Love is what builds up. Okay? Love is very strong too, and love is a warrior. Love is a very powerful warrior that stands up for the truth, stands up for what is right. Okay? It does not stand up for the wrong. It doesn't. So just because someone's loving, someone's kind, someone's compassionate, considerate, and likes to help out other people and has good things to say and has a happiness within their heart that nobody can take away, doesn't mean that they're weak. No, they're much stronger than you realize you are. If you're that type of person, you know that you're much stronger than people realize. Okay, way more stronger, because you know what? You're quite comfortable in the body that you're in right here. Very, very comfortable. And you know who you are. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to pretend to be anybody. You're that warrior, that complete package right here. Love. Right there you are. Love is the strongest force on the face of the earth. The strongest force that's out there, you all. It comes from the light. It does. It doesn't come from the darkness. You're not going to find it. Now, you may have to venture into the darkness with your light to help lead others out of the darkness who might have strayed in there accidentally or unknowingly. That's right, you that's why, yeah. You are enjoying it. That's great, you all. I'm glad you are, but this world has been turned upside down. It has, and it's hard to keep a positive outlook on life with all the negative that we're seeing in the news, even though that negativeness, you all, it's not good, and it's real, and it's happening. Should we never speak of it? No, don't. We can't do that. We know that it's there. We can be aware of it, but we don't need it shoved down our throat day in and day out to where we breathe and walk and talk it. Okay? Breathe and walk and talk it. No, that's not your life, especially if you're trying to keep your vibration up, keep your spirit up. You want to try to limit that. You may. Maybe watch it once a day. Just look at the headlines, breeze through headlines and say, okay, I've had enough. I know what's going on. I don't need to have the details, and I don't need to hear about the details day in, day out, every single day. You all, listen, you don't have to go to all these websites that people are telling you to go to, all these YouTube channels, watch all the live streams, all the YouTube videos and stuff, listen to all these different types of people in order to know within your spirit if something's right or if something's wrong. Your spirit tells you. It tells you. You know it deep within your spirit without having to go there and find the real truth. If you want to hear the real truth, go here. You want to hear the real truth, listen to this. This person's got all the things. This person will tell you exactly how it is. There's all kinds of people like that out there. There is. I don't have the whole truth. I don't. I'm not going to tell you go here, go there, go wherever if you want to listen to the truth. I'm not. That's going to be very, 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 very rare if you ever hear me recommending anything like that. Very rare. You've got to come to that within your own being, you all. And really, a child, even a child, when they're old enough, they know right from wrong. They do. We know right from wrong. We know who's telling the truth and who isn't, who's faking it and who isn't faking it, who's just doing it just because it's fun. Okay, just because it's fun. My husband told me, what did he tell me? This morning, he goes, Gina, he goes, I don't know what you would do if you didn't have videos to do anymore. He goes, because you really do enjoy doing what you're doing. I do, you all. I enjoy interacting with people. It makes me feel happy on the inside. It fulfills this space within me right there for people. And I do, he's right. I was kind of shocked that he realized that he even had those words coming out of his mouth, because he's a quiet person. But I do. I enjoy what I'm doing. And I don't know what I would do with my time. I guess go back to doing auto mechanics and fixing things around the house, piddling and gardening and all of that kind of stuff. That's right. So yeah, it's good to not listen to all the negativeness, and because it will have an effect on you. It will start to seep into you if you listen to it day in, day out. You've got to take a break. You all go watch a video on butterflies or wildlife or whatever, that doesn't have all this negativeness in it. Even something nonsense, okay? As long as it's decent for your spirit, you go watch it. That's right. If that makes you calm down and stuff, yeah, you can do it, you all. Oh my goodness, my lips are getting so dry. I didn't put no chapstick on. I feel really, that's okay, you all. I am gonna go. I am. I'm still working on, I do have a little project down there. I pulled out my daughter's dash on her Subaru, her Pontiac, because it had a crack in it. And I took it apart, and I've put some bonding stuff on it and sanded it down, and I've got to try to blend the colors in with it. Yeah, that's right, you all. Come on, Gina, dance Madonna. My lucky star. I never heard of that. I haven't. I can't dance unless it's from my spirit. I really can't. I could, but I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't. I am going to go, you all. So please, if all you're hearing is negativeness, try to limit it. If you can escape it, find some peace. Make some time for yourself, so you can like have that inner peace sustain you on the inside, so you can ground yourself. Okay. Gosh. Why did you have to fly up here just now? It did. That turkey vulture just now flew right up here. Why did you fly up there, Mr. Turkey Vulture, if that's what you are? You flew right up here. That's exactly what you did. You flew right up here. Okay, it did. There goes, oopsie, there goes another one. That's fine. That's fine, you all. It is. I'm going to go, you all. So, thank you for listening, and I hope this, I don't know, hope somebody got something good out of it, what I had to say. If you didn't, well, that's fine too. It is. That's right. Left a 20 on the tree. A 20. When we were growing up, now you brought this, I'll tell this one little story. It's not a story, it really happened when we were little. All 5 of us still lived at home. We lived in government housing. And I guess I was probably around, I don't know, 14 or so, or 15. My mother was really sick. And we didn't have no money. I remember going out on the playground, and by the playground, there's housing all around it, different types of housing for families. I found a ripped up $20 bill laying on the ground. It was totally ripped up. I took it back home, and I showed my mom. I said, look at this. And she taped it back together. And did you know that she needed that money for some medicine? Because she did not have any money to get any medicine. She needed that money. A ripped up $20 bill. So God does provide. And if you don't want to say God, well, the universe provides. We're being watched over. We really are. I'm being watched over right now. I am, by these vultures. That's fine, you all. That's fine. I'm going to go, you all. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you for watching. And if we got any moderators on here, thank you. Susan, honey, I think I saw you on here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for your comments. You all keep your spirit up. You're going to need your spirit vibrating really high. If possible, you need to be hovering over that body of yours, you all, with your vibration, your spirit. That's exactly right. In a world that's falling apart, you can be that light. You can be that beacon. You can be that love that somebody needs. You can. Right on the end. Oh my gosh. That chipmunk down there, he came and it went squeaking by, you all. I'm going to go, you all. Thank you so much. Love you.